Okja is the latest Netflix original film that stars Tilda Swinton, Jake Gyllenhaal, Paul Dano, Lily Collins, and plenty of other people. And this is about a young girl named Miha and her super pig Okja. I'm not going to get too much into the plot of this movie because personally I did not watch any trailers for this film. I thought it was going to be a cute fable tale of a young girl and her super pig and a friendly adventure, and don't let the thumbnails and the title and the pictures sway you into some kind of thought, because this is a very depressing, hard to watch film. This is directed by Bong Joon-ho, who also directed Snowpiercer, which I thought was terrific. And that dealt a lot with society and middle class and lower class and higher class, all on this train. Just like Snowpiercer, Okja does deal with some issues in the world that is currently going on. And I think that this director handled it in a very nice way. That really changed my mind about things and honestly left me depressed and sad. For a first half of the movie, this is a really sweet tale of this young girl who's about 10 years old and this massive pig, and their dynamics is really sweet. You can tell that they have this really strong relationship and they really understand each other. But once the story and the tale comes into play and kind of develops a lot more, the tone does shift and it does become very depressing and hard to watch. Honestly, this is rated R, and it's rated R for a reason, and they do not hold back from certain sequences. Have a true effect on this movie, because personally my mind was changed about certain things after this movie, and I felt depressed and I honestly cried at the end of this movie because of what the sequences were showing me and how things are. It's a true take on how animals are and how animals are treated, and so I do think that those sequences were very effective, but there is an abrupt tone shift in the middle of the movie, just like does a complete backflip and just switches up the tone, because the first half is very lighthearted, it is very fun, you love the dynamics of this young girl and her pet, and then it abruptly changes once the plot comes into play. And I don't know if that tone shift worked as well as it should have. Also, some of the things in here that really bother me is Jake Gyllenhaal. I never thought I would say that. Jake Gyllenhaal probably gives the worst performance of his life in this movie as a TV host who is showcasing these big super pigs. He's like constantly drunk, but I'm not sure if he's actually drinking. And then he does like regular Jake Gyllenhaal on camera, and off camera he has this high-pitched, squeaky voice. And I really don't know what the point of that side of that character was for this movie and what the purpose served. Led to me thinking that this is Jake Gyllenhaal's worst performance ever. And Tilda Swinton also had some very eccentric dialogue, and I think her character could have been toned down a little. I know this is supposed to be like in the future, so everybody's got to act different than they are now, but I think if it was toned down a little bit, the actual story would have been a little more believable. I did think that this big super pig Okja did interact really well with some of the human characters. This is big CGI, and I did think that it played off really well with the countryside and New York and the young girl and Paul Dano and other people. I do think it worked really well. But ultimately, this movie, it was good, very depressing movie and hard to watch, and about 18 minutes left into this movie, I wanted to turn it off so bad because I really had a hard time watching some of these scenes, and I know that's how really this world is. If you watch the end of this movie, it's going to be how animals are really and how food is made, and it's sad, and it really opened my mind about things and made me consider certain things about my life. So I do think that the director did an effective job on that front, but I just didn't want to watch it. The animal was very sweet. The dynamics of the girl and her pig was fun as well, but it did have an abrupt tone shift that really just struck for like the rest of the movie and just was hard to watch. But overall, it is a good watch. I do like this director. He has directed some great movies in the past, and this fits alongside that as well. Definitely not as good as Snowpiercer, but definitely a watch. If you can handle certain things like this, go ahead and watch it. But if you watch those animal videos on YouTube or Facebook and you cry immediately, not sure if this movie is for you. I'm gonna go ahead and give Okja a B-. So thank you guys for watching my review of Okja, the new Netflix original film. Definitely check it out if you guys are a fan of this director and you can stomach certain sequences regarding animals. Thank you guys for watching. As always, hit that bell notification down below. It lets you get all of my videos first when I do upload them, all these new Netflix original movies and television shows, and all reviews as well, and Blu-ray and Funko Pop hauls. You guys are the best. This is Just Watch Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.